Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. And if you're a Star Wars fan like the Lavoys are, may the 4th be with you today. We are still reading Officer Spence Makes No Sense. This book is very strange. I don't even think I really understand what's going on, right? I mean, everybody's getting arrested and interrogated, and we think it's over some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but we're not even really sure. So if you're filling out your five essential elements of a story, you should have main characters filled out. This time around, there's a couple of them, I think. The setting. The plot, you should be filling in first, next, then, so on. Transition words in there, okay? I'm noticing a lot of people just wrote this happened, this happened. Make sure you're giving details in it. And if you need to, you can go on the back, remember. So if you're reading along with us, it's that funky chapter today. It's chapter number 7. You can't say behind in a children's book. I can't say that word. I can't say. So anyway, that word, B-U-T-T. And it's on page number 50, if you're following along. Well, it sure was shaping up to be an exciting day at elementary school. First, our principal and vice principal were sent to jail, and then our teacher was arrested. We didn't have much time to think about it because we had to go to reading class with our reading specialist, Mr. Mackey. I hate to read, but sometimes it's fun because Mr. Mackey is pretty wacky. Open your books to page number 34, Mr. Mackey said. Today we're going to read a story called The Happy Bunny. Don't you just love bunnies? Yes, all the girls shouted. No, shouted all the boys. Bigsby the bunny was a happy little bunny, Mr. Mackey read from his book. He loved to eat carrots and chase butterflies and frolic in the morning sun. But then one day, Mr. Mackey didn't even have a chance to finish his sentence because the strangest thing in the history of the world happened. Officer Spence burst into the room. Freeze, dirtbag, he yelled. Step away from that book and nobody gets hurt, Mackey. Gasp. Everybody gasped. What's the problem? Asked Mr. Mackey. I was just reading The Happy Bunny to the children. What did I do wrong? Don't act all innocent, shouted Officer Spence. That story has the word but in it, spelled B-U-T. So, Emily said, what's wrong with the word but, B-U-T? Asked Mr. Mackey. Don't play cute with me, mister, shouted Officer Spence. I knew what you meant. What did he mean? Asked Michael. I don't know. B-U-T-T, Officer Spence shouted. And you can't use the word B-U-T-T in a children's book. But I didn't say B-U-T-T, explained Mr. Mackey. I said B-U-T. Sounds like B-U-T-T to me, said Officer Spence. Sort of like toe food and tofu, I pointed out. Quiet, Arlo, said Andrea. This is a serious conversation. And she was right, because Officer Spence went out into the hall and came back wheeling one of those portable jail cells. Wait a minute, Mr. Mackey said. What's wrong with the word anyway? It's just part of the body. Officer Spence stopped and glared at Mr. Mackey from way too close to his face. Just a part of the body, he said. It's the part you sit on, so that makes it bad. We can't have potty mouths like you teaching young children. If kids think it's okay to say B-U-T-T, they might also say other words like E-L-B-O-W, elbow, or E-A-R-L-O-B-E, earlobe. And we can't have that. Look for yourself, Mr. Mackey said, holding up the Happy Bunny. It doesn't even say B-U-T-T. It says B-U-T. It was a typo, Miss Officer Spence said. They meant to write B-U-T-T, but they forgot the second T. This is ridiculous, said Mr. Mackey. I'm sure lots of books have that word in them. Lots of people rob banks, Officer Spence said. You think that makes it right? Get in the cell, Mackey. But... Ha! You said it again, Officer Spence yelled as he pushed Mr. Mackey into the jail cell. And you call yourself a reading specialist? How do you sleep at night? You disgust me. I didn't do anything, Mr. Mackey shouted. I'm an innocent man. You have the right to remain silent, said Officer Spence, so shut up. No, let me out. Look how long it is. Out. Poor Mr. Mackey. That was a really hard chapter to read without saying the word B-U-T-T. Plus, I also had to spell the word earlobe, but that was difficult also. Have a nice day, friends. I'll see you tomorrow.